Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to do a dinosaur paint along. I'm going to apologize in advance. After this first clip of the painting, I really messed up and I got the filming all mixed up. So I have some really long pictures of what I'm doing. So hopefully I can explain it well enough and you can see what we were doing. So I've got some really bright paint. This is tempera paint. I do not suggest it. It made the rest of my paint go really, really strangely because it is a water-based paint that reactivates any time that water hits it. It doesn't ever, while it dries, it will reactivate itself if water hits it. So it is not the best to use as your background. However, I did really enjoy this background. So what we're going to do is we're going to splatter some of our bright colored paints. I used a really bright neon orange and a really bright neon pink. And then I got my plastic baggie and started squishing it around. So these don't squish out super far. So what I did is I just continued to squish them around and just would replace my baggie and squish some more paint. I did that until everything was covered. Obviously, you don't have to cover every square inch like I did. Not that I covered every square inch, but I covered pretty well every square inch. And so I just continued on until I had everything covered because I wanted this to be a pretty bright and busy background. That'd be fun. So now we're going to go ahead and get into our paint once that dries. So now that it's dry, we're going to mix up our greens. So I'm going to be doing, I'm just putting all of my colors that I'm going to need for my painting on here. So I've got green, white, and black. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix up kind of a lighter green. So we're going to take some of that, just scoop it onto a spot that we want. And we're going to mix it and just keep on adding until we find a color that we like. And now we are going to make kind of an egg-shaped circle. So you see it goes on pretty good at first, but like it doesn't take long for it to start like peeling up the background paint. So I do not suggest the tempera paint. So we're going to continue with our egg-like shape. Yep. And we're just going to continue to fill that in. Alright. I'm just trying to get as even of coverage as I can. You can see where it's starting to streak. This one would have turned out a lot cuter if I would have used a different paint in the background. Though I do like the way it turned out. It would have been a lot easier if it would have been acrylic paint on acrylic paint. I'll just have to remember that for next time. So now we're going to make another egg-like shape up here on top for our dinosaur head. And so at first I make it kind of round, then I decide that I don't like it. So then I put like a good snout on it. And so once I've made a second egg-like shape that I kind of like the shape of, I just fill it in. And again, you see my paint kind of smearing and doing all sorts of awful things. So, but right now, we'll just do the base. I think I had to do like 3 coats. So, just going to continue off the body and do a little tail here. And just fill it in. So then I make its little arm, and then I'll make some feet. So I'll show you here that I'm making like a hind leg, and I'm painting into it so that I can kind of like see for myself where it's going to be. And then there's our other arm, so that when I go to paint later, I will know where to put my darker lines that indicate. So here's my apology again. So I did go in and I just made like some C's with some of the just straight out of the tube green. And so that's where you see those. And like I said, I've repainted it like 3 times. So this is once it is all the way done. And I just touched up the greens, and it took quite a bit, but I did leave a part of it open. So here I took that darker green and just outlined my body shape and my head shape and my arms and my leg. But with that green along the spine, I did go in with that lighter green. And after I had already touched up all the green, I went in really heavy with that lighter green to make that nice crisp edge. I wish I could have showed you guys that video, but it got lost. So I'm just trying to explain it really well. Next, we're going to move on to the face. And so I did a big black eye and 2 little nostrils. I did the nostrils by putting the brush flat and then like poking it either side, and then you can add some little sparkles to the eyes by dipping your paintbrush into the white and adding some dots in the eyes to make some sparkle in the eyes. And otherwise, your dinosaur is complete. I think he turned out super cute. I am so sorry that all of my painting just went crazy. But you guys stay safe, have a good day, and goodbye.